Yeah. So good afternoon. So our country is Turkey. Turkey is one of the second largest electricity market in Europe. So when it comes to resources and energy mix of Turkey, so coal accounts to 35% and natural gas to 22%, hydropower to 20% and wind 10% and solar is 4.7% and geothermal is 3.3%. Yeah.
So let's try to answer the first question. Uh, Main actors in the market of in the country in Turkey, especially in these climate aspects, are government, Turkish government for sure, and international international energy companies that have their representatives in Turkey that have deals and affairs in Turkey. Why we mentioned government as a main stakeholder in Turkey is because the existing regime of Recep Erdogan is might be considered as a dictatorship, uh, which suppresses democracy in general in Turkey. This is why we cannot say that green energy movements and initiatives might be supported and pushed from the side of citizens and some other NGOs in Turkey. This is why government still plays and probably will play the main role in this aspect. So, Jaime, would you like to add something?
Yeah, so one of the things that's most important is like how Turkey should have more of climate activism as of now, because now, according to I actually got some stats. So, according to the 2021 report of the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, Turkey will experience three accelerating trends. So, rising temperatures, dehydration, and rising sea levels. And the country is likely to experience more frequent and more severe weather conditions throughout the year. And by 2050, temperatures are predicted to increase by 2.5 Celsius in the east and central Turkey, and by 1.5 Celsius on the coasts. And the temperature exceeding 40 degrees Celsius are expected in summers for extended periods. So now, just give me a moment. Because as Pavel said that, like we have increasingly now it is under Erdogan's power, and that the climate activism has experienced a lot of attacks, a lot of repression. So the climate is actually something that is not really considered that important as of now. But climate is activism is also very important in order to save its democracy. I've actually got a source. It's called Carnegie Europe. And why? Because it will actually, help all the local communities might come together, and they will come together to protect the livelihoods, and yeah, and also like a part where they would resist against the local, against the tyranny of the government and so on.
Considering the fact the relevant situation, the actual situation of energy mix of Turkey, the one Anubhav mentioned, we should also say that Turkey is a country with a very interesting and a convenient localization, has a lot of potential in developing of its renewable resources, including solar energy, uh, hydropower, and so on. However, the actual situation in this region, we mean Europe, Ukraine, Black Sea, in Mediterranean regions, um, Turkey has no motivation to develop these sources of energy, and this is why Erdogan's initiatives and international companies' initiatives to develop local gas um, sources. Yes, uh, yes. So, so the local context is that international situation, the war in Europe, the war in Ukraine pushes Turkey to develop its local gas hubs and gas production, gas extraction, I mean, and this is why the existing stakeholders do not move on in the direction of green energy. So we think that the most uh, interesting and potential way to solve this problem is to empower pro-Western parties in government and maybe more local energy companies, because the general trend in the West is to decrease oil and gas production and to increase green energy production. I mean, among governments, not among international companies. So I think that this way is rather interesting to develop democratic institutions in Turkey in general. Is also a way to solve this problem, to mitigate it at least. To your question now. So, yes, recently Turkey explored new sources for gas extraction in Black Sea area that they control. So they potentially might become more self-independent, self-dependent. However, they don't have this need because the whole Europe now might be dependent on Turkish gas trading affairs, so they don't have to produce gas themselves. But the fact that Turkey is becoming a very important gas hub in Europe makes it very influential in this energy area.